Hey guys, it's Christina, and we are just a couple days away. We have royal wedding fever, and we have to talk all about fashion, and there is no one better to talk about royal fashion than Brad Goreski. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
How are you?
Good. All right, here we go. Let's get in the spirit.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes, yes. I've got the fever. I feel phased. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And of course, our lovely beauty director, Gwen Flamberg.
Yes.
Welcome. And I want to give a special shout out to the dress I'm wearing today. Now, this is from Lord & Taylor. Lord & Taylor's flagship store is launching on Walmart.com, so you can get this there. And we're going to talk all about more dresses, which we have behind us in a little bit.
Yes, for
sure. But we have to talk about royal wedding fashion. I cannot wait.
Me too.
You are about to get on a plane to go there, right?
I am. I am going tomorrow morning to London and then driving to Windsor. I'm going to be on E from 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. We have 5 hours of live coverage, and I'm like beyond excited.
God, I
can't
cannot
wait.
I
just can't wait for all of it.
I'm
so excited.
I love this. I love it. You're gonna have the best time ever.
I can't. I'm like Meghan and Harry obsessed. So
Are
I can't
you?
wait. Yeah.
Okay, so then let's get started. Let's talk about Meghan's dress. What do we think she's going to wear? This is the million-dollar question.
Well, I'm very interested to hear what you're going to say as well. You know, the big rumor is that Ralph and Russo are going to be the designers of her gown. I did touch base with their PR, and they said that that wasn't happening, but I also feel like even if it was happening, he wasn't going to be like, yeah, of course we are. So Ralph and Russo is my big guess, but I also have been hearing on the UK side that Stella McCartney's name is in the mix as well, which would be really cool because obviously Stella McCartney is rock royalty and also fashion royalty, but designing a gown for Meghan would be incredible for both of them. You know, she does modern silhouettes. She works with lace really, really well. And I think that it would be a really nice kind of departure from what she shows in her collections as well.
Totally. Well, you know, whatever designer gets this honor, it's just going to be huge. For the designer, for the fashion house, everyone's obsessed with the dress.
Totally.
Ralph and Russo, maybe. Very curious that the designers, who are only sometimes based in London, were all seen together. And also, I do think that there was some covert going back and forth to the studio. My hunch is that Ralph and Russo is the party dress, that second reception dress. And maybe for the actual ceremony, she's going to be wearing more of a solid British designer, and maybe that's where Stella McCartney comes in. Maybe it's a Christopher Bailey moment. I've heard rumblings. We don't know yet, but that is what everybody wants to know. And I'm not a morning girl, you guys, but I'm going to be up at 4 a.m. on Saturday. I can't, like, get the smelling salts. I can't wait. I'm dying. But the dress is obviously the most exciting thing.
Of course. I totally agree.
But there are some things, you know, it's very interesting. It's like a bridal gown for a royal wedding in England is very different from what we see, you know, here in America.
True.
You know, the wedding is a daytime affair. So there are certain things, right? Like, do you expect to see long sleeves, covered shoulders?
Definitely.
Do we think it's going to be form-fitting? I mean, she has such an incredible figure. She's so glamorous. You know, she really brings the glamour to the situation. I'm just so excited.
But I also think that Meghan and Harry have been doing a very good job already in the preparations for their wedding of kind of mixing the American with the British as well. You know, they had American ink on their invitation. She's doing, you know, they're not doing the traditional fruit cake as their cake. I think there are a lot of like really nice touches that I hope she also incorporates that kind of twist into her gown as well.
I have a feeling we're going to see some surprises.
I
really
can't wait to see the jewels too.
Oh, the jewels, the crown.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be big or small though?
Well, you know, bigger's always better. Ain't that the truth? But we don't want to go like Mindy Kaling at the Met Ball. You know, I felt like she might have woken up with a crick in her neck. I don't know, though I did hear from Mark Mena, who did Mindy's hair for the Met Gala, that it was all pinned in and she could have done cartwheels down the hall in Metropolitan Museum.
I love that. So funny.
Which is super awesome. But, you know, I don't know. The interesting thing is that for an engaged royal to be, they're not allowed to touch those crown jewels until the wedding day. It's like all bets are off, and we can expect to see her wearing some fabulous tiara. But which one is it going to be, you guys?
I
can't wait to see.
I would literally be like this up until the minutes before, like,
Totally.
oh, I got to touch them. It's
crazy.
coming
So
up,
much
you
pressure.
know.
Like I would feel like nervous wearing something like that all day long.
Oh, I wouldn't.
No.
Are you crazy?
How many
I'm
diamonds do you
bored.
have on that?
Like, let's go. Yeah,
love
I'd be
it.
like Marilyn Monroe in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Totally. So I want to do a bit of a royal wedding rewind as we talk about Meghan and Harry's big day. So let's take a look back at Princess Diana's wedding dress.
Cool.
When she got married, of course, this was such an iconic dress. It was a 25-foot long train. I mean, this was the dress that everybody was talking about. What did you guys think of this look?
Well, this has gone down in history, which is exactly what you want to happen on the day of your royal wedding. The iconic puff sleeves, you know, it was the 80s, the train. Diana obviously was the people's princess, and she continued to be a fashion icon even after they divorced and she was no longer a part of the royal family. You know, there's so many things you can say about this gown, and also that could have gone so wrong because the 80s fashions too were, you know, they're back.
More was
They're
more.
back.
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you know, the interesting thing is that that shape did then define every party dress moving forward for years after, like, oh, my prom dress. But the one thing that I will say is that Diana was so young when she married Charles, and that dress was a little bit matronly.
Right.
For her, that style. But, you know, gorgeous and redefines glamour at that moment, right?
Agreed.
Totally. All right, let's move on to Kate. Duchess Kate, this was a few years back in 2011. She wore Alexander McQueen, and I thought she looked stunning.
This was, I mean, this was one of those moments where she arrived and the world gasped. There was like a 2 billion people gasping. You know, one of the tricks that Sarah Burton, who designed this dress, or the gown, she used, the corset was obviously very tiny, but she accentuated the smallness of the waist by adding hip pads into the gown. So it stood out a little bit more and created that illusion, and that was what everybody was talking about, was that silhouette and how defined that was.
Modern day Disney princess come to life, but not too like Diana's was. It was it was so fresh. It was so amazing. It was still very demure with the long sleeve. It was everything. And how about Pippa's dress as the maid of honor? She wasn't called maid of honor then, but yeah. I mean, those tiny little buttons down the back, and just the fit of those gowns.
That's, I think, also so key. Like, the gown, if the gown is going to be simple and without any bells and whistles, you really want it to be tailored and to be altered beautifully.
Exactly. And let's also talk, you mentioned Pippa. Let's talk about her wedding dress. Even though she's not royal, she's royal by blood.
She's royal adjacent.
Yes, royal adjacent.
I'll be royal adjacent.
Yes, exactly.
For sure.
She's royal adjacent. I loved this.
I loved that cap sleeve.
Me too. This was Gilles Deacon, and I love, you know, lace can sometimes skew a little bit older, but I think the high neck coupled with the cap sleeve and the silhouette of that gown was, you know, it got just as much press, and we're talking about it just as much as we were Kate Middleton.
It was just perfect.
Yeah.
I loved the cap sleeve. I loved the shape. Again, it just fit so impeccably.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the boys, because we have to also talk about them. They get some fashion love as well. So let's take a, what do we think Harry is going to be wearing? Because doesn't he have to be in his uniform, correct?
Well, he doesn't necessarily have to be in his uniform. You know, he is the 6th in line to take the throne, so he doesn't have to adhere to as many of the rules as William does or did. So rumor has it that he's actually probably going to be wearing a morning suit. You know, because they are wanting to keep this. Rumor has it that they're wanting to keep this ceremony very personal and very not low-key, but the choice of venue. I think also the fact that he's not serving right now, he doesn't have to wear the traditional military garb. So we shall see.
Yeah, they are making a statement of everything being very modern, and also translated to them, their couplehood, their blending of cultures, and I don't know. Whatever Harry wears, though, he's going to look freaking fantastic.
He is. Well, this is what I love about this wedding is that they're making it so personal, like you said, because they're kind of like not throwing tradition out the window, but kind of altering it a little bit, which I think is refreshing and nice to see. Because
I think so,
you know the royals have always been to the book, and it's nice to see them deviate from that a little bit.
I agree.
Let's take a look at what William wore to his wedding back in 2011. There he is. Looking handsome and sharp.
I mean, this is what dreams are made of.
Yeah,
no?
seriously,
I mean,
this is a fairy tale.
Yeah.
This is
It
a
is.
true life
fairy
tale.
Yeah.
And I just remember William and Kate's wedding when it was inside the church, and remember William got up to the altar, and I remember him saying
You look beautiful.
to somebody,
Yeah.
well, before Kate even got there, he said to somebody, oh, just a small, intimate family wedding or family affair or something like that. It was just so real. You know, you just really feel so connected to this royal family, and Meghan and Harry, I think, have taken it even more down to earth. And
I agree.
God, again, I'm so excited to be a part of this.
I know.
These nuptials. I feel as if I've been invited. You know, I feel like that's what feels so special and so different about this particular wedding. They are having 1,000 commoners inside the gates. You know, it's going to be a little bit more, you know, open to all of us. We're all invited.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And some big stars of the wedding will no doubt be Princess Charlotte and Prince George, because they are serving as bridesmaids and flower girls and page
Bridesmaids.
boys. Bridesmaids.
They don't
and page
call them
boys.
flower girls, which is,
Right.
you know, interesting. It's another one of those fun facts. Like, you know, they wear hats. Everybody wears
We're going to talk about
hats
the
to English weddings.
Yes.
That's right.
But let's take a look back at some of the bridesmaids and page boys from years past. This is Kate's wedding. Let's take a look at how. Oh God, do you remember this moment with the little girl when
The
they
little
kissed
girl
and she
who
had
made
her,
the face?
Yes, she made the face. She had her hands over her ears because it was too loud for her. Adorable. But this is pretty standard. This is pretty much what they would probably be wearing this weekend, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see the dress deviating much from, you know, this is very traditional. But also the children, and it's such a wise, it's such a nice tradition, because not only does it keep the kids involved, it also adds, you know, there's nothing more real than a kid, you know? They don't, so it really brings like a relatable element to the wedding atmosphere.
And something so
excited to see
cute.
them.
I know.
So
It's
cute.
just cute.
So cute.
And there are
Adorable.
so many kids that are
Yeah.
going to be bridesmaids and page boys
Yes, they
in
released
this
it this
ceremony.
morning. There's a lot.
It's going to be adorable.
It is going to be adorable.
Harry's godchildren, I believe, were confirmed today, as well as Charlotte and
Megan's.
George. It'll be great. Yeah,
It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And quickly, let's take a look back at Diana's wedding, so we can see some of theirs. Yeah, it's pretty much standard. It almost looks the same.
That train.
That train.
Also, look at the petticoats, like under those dresses as well.
Outrageous.
There was a lot of poof.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of
That
poof.
wedding.
There was a lot of stuff.
Over the years, everything's become a little bit more streamlined.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's move on to the Queen, because we all want to know what the Queen is going to be wearing. It's also her big day too, because you know it's all hail the Queen. So, what do we think that the Queen is going to be?
Well, she favors one color.
Yes.
Always. I think that she's actually going to wear purple to this wedding.
Now, why are you predicting purple?
Because I feel like purple is the color of royalty, and I feel like it's just another reminder that she is, you know,
I like it.
the queen, that there are all these changes happening, and there is a new frontier happening, and it's a modernized monarchy and all of those things. But I also think that she's also going to be like, but I'm still the queen.
Totally.
Oh, totally. Oh,
What
I
about
hope
you?
so.
Yeah.
Purple would be really fun. You know, I was going to put my money on blue just because this might sound crazy, but Harry wears a lot of blue. Like we've seen him in that Everlane royal blue sweater. He wears a lot of blue jackets. And I don't know, it would look great in the pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
For her to
would.
be in a shade of blue. But I don't know, I like the idea of purple. And
like
this kind of
purple.
like melding.
Yeah.
And purple for peace and everything that's going on in the world today. This is such a high-spirited moment that I think everybody needs right now.
Totally.
I think so too.
I love that. So let's take a look at Queen Elizabeth. This was her back at Diana's wedding, wearing
Turquoise.
number. I love how she always likes to stand out.
Yes.
I love it. And then here she is at Kate's wedding as well, in a little yellow
I loved
number.
the yellow.
I love the
I
yellow
love
too.
that hat.
I love the
too.
hat.
Yep.
Yes.
I hope that Prince Philip makes it.
I do too.
You know, he had just he's recovering from hip surgery, but it's up in the air. I mean, we are expecting that he will be there, so hopefully.
Totally. Yes,
yeah,
and you mentioned the hats before, so we have to talk about the fascinators because this is a big part of the wedding too. Because we know that Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugene, they always bring these big over-the-top fascinators.
Yeah.
So what do we think we're going to see?
Oh, I hope we see. I mean, this is where you get to really express your style. There are rules that you are expected to adhere to, and you know, there are appropriate ways to dress and not to dress, but it's interesting to me that the bottom half is kind of business, and then the top half is like full-on party. It's like,
so true.
you know, from the neck up, there are like no rules. Like, do whatever you want. If you want to have a feather headdress, if you want to have a fascinator, whatever it is you want to do in terms of headgear or a hat or a fascinator, there are no rules. And I love that. But also, I was thinking, like, isn't it difficult to see the wedding behind everybody's hats and fascinators?
I mean, it certainly would be if you were
Right. That's why I got to get there early.
Exactly.
Right.
And I love seeing all the color. You know, you're really not, it's very inappropriate to wear black to an English wedding. So like the dress that you're wearing, if you had a little jacket, it would be amazing.
It'd be perfect.
Yes. Cover those shoulders.
You gotta.
And so let's talk about some more fashion, because as we know, wedding season is right around the corner with summer. And we have all these beautiful dresses behind us. So let's talk about what we can expect for summer wedding season fashion. Well,
you know, one of the questions I get asked a lot on Instagram, especially this time of the year, is I'm going to a wedding, what should I wear? And very excitingly, Lord & Taylor has just launched a flagship on Walmart.com. So what's so great about that, the website is absolutely beautiful. It's launching right now, and the great thing about it is that there are over 125 brands that you can choose from. So there's so much variety, so many great prices, and so many incredible brands, and it's just delivered directly to your home, and you get to try them on.
So Lord & Taylor is like being our personal fashion stylist for summer weddings.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. So actually, I have some gorgeous dresses from Walmart.com, from the Lord & Taylor site on Walmart.com, and what I love is actually, this is one that really stood out to me.
I love that one.
So beautiful.
So this is Jill Stewart. What I like about this is it has a little bit of a 1950s vibe, but the shine on this fabric, you know, florals is obviously something that's really great for a daytime wedding, but this is a nice way to do like a daytime floral. And
do I see pockets?
There are pockets. Pockets in a
new favorite dress.
With my clients, pockets are always key. They always look for pockets in their gown. It gives you something to do. You know, I love this dress. This is again Jill by Jill Stewart, or Jill Stewart.
It's so cute.
Huge fan
of hers.
I'm
gonna order it.
I know.
Love this dress.
I know. I really like that.
Fabulous. In terms of something a little bit longer, I really like this gown here. It's cold shoulder.
Pretty.
This is H. Halston, and this is under $200 actually.
It's gorgeous.
Wow.
So you get to show a little bit of skin, but if your arms are an area that you're a little sensitive about, you get a little bit of arm coverage, but you can show skin on your shoulders. And it's just a gorgeous shape. And I think this is a really nice way to wear navy as well. Navy is such a great color. You can put gold jewelry with this. There's jewelry, there's accessories, there's shoes also on Walmart.com, on the flagship Lord & Taylor store. And so this is one of the dresses that I'm very, very in love with. I think it's great.
It's very dramatic. And while you can't wear black to an English wedding, you can wear navy.
Yes, you can.
Victoria Beckham wore navy to William and Kate's wedding.
I wonder what she's going to wear.
I can't wait to see what she's
following the Queen's lead.
Of course, that buttercup yellow.
You have this gorgeous sunshiny yellow. So this is Miss Selfridge, and this is a great strapless silhouette. I love these kind of almost like a little lapel here, little collar along the top of the dress. And there's a high-low hem, so this is really fun and flirty for dancing.
That is
I just
so cute.
love this silhouette, and this is also something if you need a little bit of help defining your waist, this is going to do a really good job of that because of the boning on the inside. And this is another great brand that I absolutely love, and this color is just, I think, so stunning. You could do a great statement necklace with this, or a great pair of earrings. you know, maybe get like a little tan going.
I know.
A little
Yeah.
glow.
And they say
I was just
yellow,
thinking that.
Gen Z yellow. It's the next millennial pink.
No
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah.
Breaking news. This is Gen Z yellow, everybody.
I love
Oh my
that.
goodness, that's
Who
so
knew?
great.
So on trend.
So yeah, head on over, you know, to the site. There's,
Yeah.
you know, obviously there's more categories than dresses, but of course, you know, Lord & Taylor is so well known for their great selection of dresses, but literally they have men's, kids, shoes, bags, jewelry, everything you can imagine. So it's one
love
stop,
that.
and the site is just absolutely gorgeous.
Cool.
sold.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's
I
a
can't
power
wait.
shop.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
know,
shopping
right?
after this. Yeah. No, well, Brad, thank you so much
My
for coming by and
pleasure.
talking
So
royal
fun.
wedding.
Thank you.
Have a great time. Have so
Oh,
much fun.
Thank you so much. I'll be spending Saturday morning with all of you, I hope.
Yay.
to tune in to
Exactly,
eat.
exactly.
Definitely.
Right after you tune into usmagazine.com
Right.
/stylish.
Exactly.
We're going to have all the dresses and all the news.
Exactly. Happy royal wedding day, guys. Bye.
Bye.
God save